What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. Woo! Let's get started. The end is never, the end is never. Okay, yeah. Great start. Right.
This is the story of a man named
Why would I skip
Stanley.
already? We just started.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month.
What if he
of
just
every
stopped?
year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, moving. Oh, okay, I'm a speedy boy. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Never actually
Stanley
played
decided
this
to
game
go to the
or
meeting
watched
room.
anything about
Perhaps he
it.
had simply missed a memo.
Meeting room. Which room is the meeting room? Oh, this sensitivity and movement is really weird.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, thank you. Nobody tells me what to do.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
And where's that? Can't be in there, that's too boring. Oh.
Yes, truly a room worth
I can't
admiring.
grab oh,
It had
what
really
is
been
that
worth
crunch?
the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
What is that? Am I typing? What?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Ooh. Nah, I mean, it's giving me the option. Do I really want to? Oh.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Warning, do not jump from the cargo left while it's in motion.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
What are you talking
There's
about?
someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Pop up?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who? What kind of man do you think I am?
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
I don't even know who she is. Oh, what's the interact button? Oh, can I go in here? Nope, locked. Okay, I guess we go for the dark door. And
That's
there's a
her,
phone.
Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her.
I
If you
will.
can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Susan. I'm sorry. I don't want a divorce. Susan? Oh. That's cool. That was a secret loading screen.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Ooh. Ooh.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving
Susan.
wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come
So
inside.
rude.
Let me show you what's really going on here.
Oh.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What? I don't wanna. Oh, you locked me in an invisible box.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature
I can
of
move
his existence.
past this now.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch.
Lunch?
Now
Oh, I could
he's
really go
going
for
home.
bread.
Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I mean, yeah, I kinda have.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went
Where's my
further.
voice?
He imagined that he came to two open doors.
You're gonna make me
and that he could
imagine the
go
whole
through
game now.
either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
You're really gonna make me.
As he wandered through his fantasy world, he began to think with many
Is this the whole-
possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room
Slowly
with monitors
becoming
and mind
backrooms.
controls. And down another
Am I
was a
really
yellow
gonna
line
play
that
this
weaved
entire
in
game
many
like this,
directions.
stuck in a
And
room
down
while
another was
listening to a
game with
man
baby.
narrating my life and
he
I'm not
called
even
it
living?
The Stanley Parable.
Title drop. I have
It was
kids?
such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Susan, I love you.
But there is no answer.
No!
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world, he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch
I hate
this.
Mondays.
Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Oh, is it the red button? Oh, it's the red button. I really want to. Come on. Gonna be quiet, or I'm gonna listen now. Or what the heck?
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell
tried.
him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see?
I got
How can
the
I make him
voice
look at himself?
messages.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please die.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
All of his co-workers
Ooh.
were gone. What could it mean?
Ooh,
Stanley
what
decided
happened?
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's on this PC. Oh. Input received. Okay, what if I just push every PC?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
What happens
he
if I
entered
go
the
right
door on
again?
his left.
Fuck politics.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Did I
Perhaps
just
he
repeat
wanted to
the
stop
cycle?
by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room.
So
Life
beautiful.
without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, now I'm gonna take this door.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
You can't just put this giant red button on here and not expect me to push it. Also, this game was originally made. It's loading, so I gotta be quiet.
But
As a
Stanley didn't want to go back
Half-Life
to the
mod,
office.
wasn't it?
He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
This place is spooky.
From here, it's, left.
Left? Maybe this left? No. This left.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Kinda spooked me. It's gonna be this door.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
Yes,
It's
what were you
clearly-
thinking?
Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Oh.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right.
What about this
Yep,
door?
Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh. Never mind. Oh. Oh. It's gonna be a spooky story. Oh!
No. This isn't
Oh.
right at all. You're not
So this
supposed
is
to be
trippy.
here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick,
Spoiler.
Stanley, close your eyes.
Ah, it's a spoiler.
Okay. We just have to get back to
Fired.
Who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely
Who's
unusable.
fired?
How about rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense?
No,
we'll
no,
just
no,
restart the game from the beginning.
Please.
And this time, suppose we don't wander so
No,
far
please.
off track. Okay.
Which one was I?
From the
427? Oh. God damn it.
top, all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Do I want to go right? I mean, I've gone it twice now.
When
Oh,
Stanley... Wait, what? No,
which right is it?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Or did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
Oh,
Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley.
Oh.
Let's find the story.
Oh. Right here. I mean, I could. No, I could. This one is the most interesting. But it has the light. Now I'm gonna go for here. Then here. And there. Oh. Okay. Oh. And I go...
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on.
Yeah, I gotta agree. This is
there
really...
definitely
Whoa.
was a story here before.
Okay,
Do we need to restart the game again?
No, we've made
I find it
progress.
unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again. But it's got to be better than this.
I mean...
Okay, let's give it a shot.
No.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, what kind of heebie-jeebies are gonna be there now?
Okay,
No doors.
It's worse. I might be remembering this wrong.
Do I go back?
It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Oh, now it's open. Oh. Oh. Can I? No, okay. Wait, what about this door? No. Oh. Expected something to be different. I mean, every door is now leading to that weird room. So it might be different. Ish. Kinda.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
What kind of story?
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Oh.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all.
This
Is this
from
the story?
Ravenholm.
I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
Yes.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yay! Thank you all so much for watching. Hope to see you all later, and
I know you put in
bye-bye.
a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job. Oh, no, I don't feel right.
Yes,
about
really
this at all.
unsatisfactory.
We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that
Now
win.
hang on, I pressed two
Some
buttons.
people win
More
fair
than
and
two.
square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh.
All
The
right,
Stanley
I've got a
Parable
solution.
Adventure line.
This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay.
You see? The line knows where the story
The
is.
trademark.
It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
There's
Nope.
oh,
Here's a thought.
there's a
Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation
Let's
of the
go.
nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
What did I keep turning on?
I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Okay, this is copyrighted. Wow, oh, there was nothing on the way back. Just wasting time, really. I feel like a time lapse and this door's open. And something. Oh, I was expecting something cool to be here. How long is this music gonna be playing? This is really... Oh... A little sleep tonight. This is the only thing that's gonna kill my head.
Wait, cut the music.
Thank
Go
you.
back and look at that fern.
The fern. What fern?
Stanley,
This fern.
This fern will be very important later in the story.
Okay.
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay, I think. I forgot it already, but okay, let's go. Oh, there's...
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No.
Interconnected paths.
Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
No response from the line. What about 21 Pilots? Just made that banger song and left. Oh, we're here again.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through...
Another one's fired.
Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
There's the 427. Don't cut me off mid-sentence, please.
You know what, Stanley?
Oh.
I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right?
No.
Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable.
Yeah, just
Why don't
copy
simply start
Arcane. We really
wandering
need a
in,
good
I don't know,
Arcane game.
this direction?
Not talking about League of Legends, because that is not to be spoken about.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
Oh, it's...
Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
And it's gone.
Ah,
And
a choice.
double
We
doors
get to
again.
make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Is
How
it?
important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, So I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Oh, that was really disorienting after a while. Seriously?
Oh, hold up, what's this?
Is this the this can't be the end.
The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
Nah.
That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now,
Wait.
according to the schedule, I
No,
restart
I'm
again.
confused.
Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because
die?
it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me?
Has it been?
Why don't I get to decide?
No, it's been more than
Why
that,
don't
I think.
get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or
Wouldn't be
the
a
journey.
really good
They're
story.
always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
Okay, deviate from
Well, in the
maintenance room.
meantime,
Under the
if you...
Okay, that was really sudden.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
And you forgot.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Maybe I'll just go left this time. Listen to the narrator.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Here's the
Yet there was not a single person here either.
tips for
Feeling
not getting
a wave
fired.
of
Talk less. Do
disbelief,
unbelievably
Stanley
amazing
decided to
work
go
all the
up
time
to
every
his
day with no
boss's
exception
office,
of
hoping
most.
he might find an answer there.
Go up or
Coming
down.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his
I want to
boss's
go down.
office.
There's a red light in there. We're in hell.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when
My
he looked
feet.
around? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
B11,
I'm
12.
dreaming! He yelled. This
B,
is all a
1,
dream.
2, 6,
Oh,
1, 2,
what a
B4.
relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't
Yep.
actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
My non-existent
All I want is my
wife.
life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
She's got a nice voice.
Okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Nope.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Who?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Is that never ending? Oh, why?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's just do what he says.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
In the office.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, never mind, I thought it was red light. Oh. Oh, it's blue. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, my crisp. This is overly fancy. I feel like that's not really appropriate. I have a thing. Oh. Let's go down. Oh, 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 who. G-Man? Stop whispering. Please. Get out of my head. No. No Hawk Tour. I regret my... Oh. You want me. The elevator doesn't move. Hi. Told you. Oh. Oh. No, okay, it's not open. I thought it was open. It looked open.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Do I want it? Oh, I don't. It's not a path. Guess we're going down. And now the lighting is changed. What if I go up? I can't.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I'm going for the escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent
No.
death.
Okay, they're not actually gonna kill me. I'm the main character, the protagonist. They can't kill me. Can they?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
But I'm not gonna. Oh,
At this
wait.
point,
It's
Stanley
not
was
even.
making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
It's in. No, it's not in. They can't kill me. Yeah, see, only I can kill me. Okay.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his
Ah,
demise,
okay.
he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow
I
vision
thought that was
of
gonna
what
make
this
real
world
progress.
is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
No, it's not gonna crush me. They wouldn't do me like that. They'd do me like that.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as
Oh.
Stanley was led helplessly
You're not the
into the
narrator.
enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body.
Wait,
killing
please,
him
come on.
instantly.
No, please, don't crush me. Oh. Thank you.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley
no,
would
don't
restart
restart
the
me.
game,
I mean,
back in his
I don't have a
office,
choice,
as
do
alive
I?
as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I'm in heaven? Huh. Boop boop. Oh, he's an angry boy. Oh. No, I don't want to go there. I want more story. Is this actually the end? Oh, what's this? Why can't I hear the outtakes? Oh.
Shoot. Well, try the other one then. Then he pushed the number 4. When Stanley came to the lift, he traveled upward to the power source at the top of the facility to end this injustice forever. Stanley stood on the snow. Now look closely, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room. Perfect example of poor level design, textbook mistake.
Okay, yeah, that's too
It's
much.
the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively.
The office clock. Freedom ending. Oh wait, these are spoilers. That's not good. Yeah, this is really not good. There's spoilers. Oh wait. Oh, I thought they were. I don't know what I thought they were, but trailers. No voice though. The game is now paused. Is it really? Oh no. The resume game and begin the game again is different. And instead of settings, it's option. Wait. This is the old one. Event. One option. Okay. So this is like a cool behind the scenes kind of thing. I'm very confused. I guess. No, that's where it came. Is it where it came from? Oh, wait. Oh, my brain is burning. Like, I can actually feel it feeding on itself. It's not a very good feeling.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Oop.
Can you see?
No.
You see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You
Oh.
can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it.
Oh.
Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time choose for you.
Now it can't close, so... No! There was a loading screen.
Just a step through this door, Stanley
I
thought
could
to himself.
just follow
That's all I
the
need.
narrator's
If I can make it
instructions.
through this door, I can make it through them all.
But why do I have to restart at the office?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office,
Was
Stanley
2-8.
was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf,
Really?
looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I'm still very confused.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with
Oh
television
wait, this is the
screens.
room.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Is it not? The room with all the screens? I mean, you can see it as just... Oh, this is the Resident Evil 5 boss fight against that crab.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's
Stanley.
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh, it's open. I mean, not open exactly, but you know, more extended.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it.
I'm gonna stop this.
He couldn't accept it. His own
For
life
I
in someone
am
else's control?
Stanley.
Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Do I push on or off? Oh. That's something.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But
I
as
can't fall. I
sunlight
thought it was...
streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
I thought I could
For
fall
it
off.
was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking,
So
but
bright.
happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was
This
all
looks
he needed to know.
fake.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh, it can't be the end of the game, can it? I've seen so much. And oh, it wasn't the end. Okay, what if I just try not listening to him, no matter what he says? Okay, so what I want to try now is
All of his
to
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
do pretty much
Stanley
the
decided to
opposite
go to
of
the
whatever
meeting
he
room.
says,
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
because that has to be how you progress. New content.
Oh, new content.
Okay,
What does that mean, new content?
I'm also wondering I'm interested. What is this? Like behind the scenes?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Damn, that's...
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
It's like 9
The
years
Stanley
later.
Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
this...
so
Oh,
far
this
it's
is
an
right.
elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure
It's
it's
a very
just
nice
the beginning
elevator.
of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Yeah, yeah.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
I will. Jump circle.
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh, okay, I guess I'm jumping. You can probably just use... You could probably use those little tidbits to use as like copyright-free jumping sound effects. I did it. Wasn't I supposed to? Okay. I guess I wasn't supposed to.
Is that it?
Yeah, I'm...
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more.
Oh,
very
nice.
good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new...
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what
The chair.
happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy,
Oh, is he gonna give me a
please
trophy?
ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and
No.
I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations.
Oh, don't
If
worry.
you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Do I get a choice? Oh, no, I apparently don't. Don't get a choice. Which makes me wonder why you even asked. It's very rude. The end is never. Remove my arm. Is that... Oh! Okay. Narrator?
Stanley!
Hi!
Come over here! In the vent!
Yeah,
I want to show you something!
Oh, okay! A key. Oh no, it's a... What do we call it? It's a mug! Wait. Oh, they
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me
Yeah.
thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special, and tucked it away here where the
Elden
game's
Ring?
developers won't find it. Just our little secret.
Oh.
Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the
2013.
Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013?
It wasn't that funny, but you know,
launched.
didn't
Back
expect it.
then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Oh. Good times. I wasn't even there for one. Did I keep the same narrator for the entire... Smile because it happened. Hey look, it's the first dollar. Unachievable. Don't play for 5 years. That's, yeah, people have gotten that now. Can I sit on the bench? Enjoy the view? No? Okay. Fine.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like
Why
this
review-
stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than
ModDB.
games end up less than any form of art, Stanley
IGF.
Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Basement? Nothing in the basement. Well, this was a waste of time going in the basement. Is that me? Is that Stanley?
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect.
It was a 9 out of
It
10.
didn't
That
need
wasn't
anything else.
perfect.
It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
How do I get in here? Where do I go now? I go back? That was aggressive.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Ooh.
What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh, that,
Honestly,
okay.
I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I can't even read them. Stupid PlayStation port. Ugh.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here.
Oh.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. Stanley!
Hi.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there.
Hang on, I'm gonna turn off subtitles because...
I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting... Oh, Stanley.
Oh.
You're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
A week?
Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with.
Oh, too bad.
And you... Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about...
I'm sorry. I just... Narrator? Narrator? Are you there? Hello? You sleeping? You're sleeping. Okay, I'm gonna press the button again. I don't like that. Can you just escape? Escape, please. I don't... Stop it.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for...
He's gone again.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never
Please
the
stop.
end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is
Please
never
stop.
the end.
I don't like that. Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, this is a bullshit right here. I probably shouldn't have pressed the button. Oh. Oh, that's some nice ass lighting. Oh, damn. Okay, I'll give that to you. I'll give it to you, narrator. You really... Okay. Oh. Oh, this is nice. Oh. Now it's gone. Who opened the portal to hell? Oh. Can I press the button again? Nope. Okay. Probably for the better. Oh. Alright. Jack Black? Anyone? I see something in the distance. Or is it just a mirage? A mirage? Oh! Okay. No, I accidentally... It was pretty much a plot of Click with Adam Sandler, wasn't it? He like speeds up in time too much, ends up dying or something. Huh. Oh, and nothing happened.
All
Okay.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it
Yep.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. New content.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
You're alive again, by the way. Or, you know, got your mind back. I don't know. You either died or went insane. There we go. Oh, good. We don't have to do the whole thing again.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark. and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Whoa.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them.
Cool.
It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Okay.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Merch. God, merch has its own feature. Please no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
The first one. Oh, whoa. This one.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you
I do
realize
like the color of this.
that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Oh.
Or actually,
Nobody ever
maybe
listens.
I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Wow, new, free new plus easy trophy. Pull the lever, receive your new trophy, no more steps.
Now here's something special.
Interesting.
You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm
Maybe.
developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Okay, that was... Well, that was disappointing. I expected to get a trophy.
What else? What other exhibits
lied
haven't
to.
we seen yet?
Collectibles? Collect them all.
Ah,
What, a
collectibles.
star?
Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's
That's not
truly
a
innovative is that there
figurine,
will
that's
be
a
no reward
Nova.
for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number
are
go up.
you?
You simply collect all of them, and then
Oh,
you
that's
move the
creepy.
hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh. Oh! 1 of 6. Can I get the big statue? Or is that not for
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Yes. The infinite hole. Epilogue. Jump circle. We were there. This map. Free trophy. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. No shot. No way. Oh. Oh, I did that.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well.
Yes!
Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
Oh,
Oh, well.
give me
I
more.
suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Screw you then. Where was the thing? The thing that said my name. Settings world champion. Where's the thing that said my name? Reassurance bucket. That's new. Oh, I thought I would die. Epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Okay. Yes, yes. Yes.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer
not too big.
is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Jim.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first.
Not even Stanley Parable,
Now,
it's called a
allow
Jimmy
yourself
Parable.
to become Jim.
Jim.
All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
Why is he so mad? Okay.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable 2. They
No.
would appreciate what I've created here.
Why isn't he saying anything? You heard Jim in the game. The button that says Jim. Reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
It's
You may
a
even come
bucket.
to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest,
It's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Okay, I'm gonna touch it.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has
I'm
made
not
you the
listening to anything you
slightest
said.
bit more
I'm thinking about
attractive
your
as a
laugh.
person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay, I'm gonna bring the bucket with me. It's a very nice bucket. Very nice.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
It should be. How many games do you have with a bucket? By the way, there is no other collectibles. I have the infinite hole. What is the infinite hole? Oh, I've been there. Huh? Okay.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's
No
right.
way.
Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
No. It's not gonna be infinite.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Why is this so trippy? Oh, I don't like this. Oh no.
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature.
Oh.
It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the
That'd
hole
be
was
cool,
as deep
though.
as
You don't have to
anyone
worry
would
about
actually need. Don't you put this on
dying.
me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
What is it with
Why
2?
don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the whole mostly infinite?
2 p.m. I gotta
If
write
that works
that
for
right here.
you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to
That's
walk
gotta be
up
some
to the top of the
secret.
hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Can I just stay here? You gonna say anything? Narrator? I'm gonna press the button. 10 9 8 7 6 5 4 3, 2, 1, 0, -1, -2. Okay, fine.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you oh, for heaven's... You see? I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
Yeah, it was.
I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Okay.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Well...
I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
And what if I don't?
Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth,
I can't get up.
I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working?
Yeah, I can jump
You
either.
sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole.
Wait, don't
I
leave
get
me.
to do literally anything else.
Don't leave
Take
me.
care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole...
No. No. Narrator. Did he seriously? Oh. What did it do? What's going on? No way. No way. Dear God. It's beautiful. Whoa! My perception. What? What is this? Dude, I don't like that. Don't like that either. That's nice. Change my reality.
my head stronger. Now you're no longer.
Oh. Oh, oh. We're in hell. This is some Moroccan shit. I wanna play this game while high. What is that? Go, hi. Oh. I'm in a hole of...
Stanley? Stanley?
I don't even know.
Stanley!
Hi.
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that,
I guess you
Stanley,
could say that.
because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole?
Oh.
From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole. And I'm looking forward to all.
No.
Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle pip.
Toodle pip. Toodle pip. I'm gonna start saying that. Is the hole gonna hole again? I am hearing
Here
it.
we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Okay. Guess I go into the infinite hole again. Fine, it ended. Oh, you closed it off. What was in the door? Never got to figure out what was inside the door. Well, damn. Toodle dip. Can I press the button?
Come now. You've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on
I chose
from our
badly.
mistakes.
What do you mean? You chose badly. You even doubted yourself. Wait, that's just a T-shirt with a 2 on it. I don't want to put the bucket. Put the back in the bucket. No. The button that says gym. What does it do? What does the gym button do? Oh, you forgot to change the text on this thing. I can't press it. No! My gym button. Now I'm sad. It's all your fault, narrator. Anything in the epilogue? What else is there? I must have missed something. Could go to the exit. The settings for old chap in open office decorations I've been in. Okay. So that's it. Well.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready
Yeah.
to move on now?
Who's that? Oh. I'm pretty sure I want to leave. Unless the settings world championship opened. What's this?
So, Stanley,
Bigger
what do you
hole.
think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear
It's a
yet
big
how
hole.
exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Well,
Is that
I
it?
mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
You just rotated it. No, never
am I
mind. There's
kidding,
two
Stanley?
holes.
This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course.
What, like
with
the whole?
respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Now I'm excited. What did you do? Oh, this is cool. Okay. I'm excited to jump. I should have done an intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Stanley Parable 2. This time we will gonna be opening the game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Why's my control
Employee number
vibrating?
427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply...
Bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Did I close the door? Can I open doors now? I think it was just that one.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Screw you, I'm going to the right one.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
All hail the bucket.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Oh
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
no.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In
Okay.
here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Hang on.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now what, oh wise bucket? I'm in the void. Oh!
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Oh! Bucket? You alive?
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once
Sad?
upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend.
What
And
is this
then,
game?
very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Bucket! Oh.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Take me home with you. There's the
Lately,
bucket.
I've been
Ooh.
concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object?
No.
I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Let's go to work.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket.
No.
It can't think.
It's
it
my
can't
wife.
talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Don't listen to the loud man. Let's go home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is this awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal. It's
I'm
sad.
really
I
loyal.
suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of
It's warm for
shiny
me.
bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
I told you.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another. Oh my God, what am I
saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
It's my bucket.
Oh no. I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to hear the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps, if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley.
No.
I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Close my... How do I... Okay. Oh, and everything's back to normal.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than
Just for
ever.
not getting fired,
Perhaps
don't get
his
fired.
boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Do I go up or
Coming to
down?
a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh.
You
Collectible!
found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
Oh,
You
I'm
can't
gonna
buy
collect
that
them
sort
all.
of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I will.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
Oh wait, is
He might
this
be
the
fired for
infinite?
that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket.
No.
Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would
No,
come
my
from
bucket,
this.
or
Who knows
the
what sorts
D
of bizarre
bucket.
hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed.
Oh,
Without
no.
my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley!
I'm coming.
It's me, the bucket.
Bucket!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward
Fuck
from
you.
room to room, passing
It's
by
mocking
one
me.
bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to
I'll find
the
you.
bucket. He had to return to his old friend.
Oh.
It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
What?
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Oh. What a plot twist.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Wait, huh?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
What?
She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this
Oh.
particular day,
her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
What? Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Do I grab I gotta grab the bucket.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Oh, straight ahead. Oh wait, no, this is the office. Oh. What did I stumble upon? Okay. There is a reward. I can get the broom closet ending. Oh, I've heard about that.
Oh, Stanley.
Close the door.
Can you feel it? The
Yes.
broom closet. It
Yes.
wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you?
Yes.
The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day.
Yes.
This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even
How dare
partially
you.
enticing manner? Well, I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
Fuck
Expand
you.
on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Imagine I'm punching the wall for fun.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
I'm just gonna stay in the broom closet.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
You got another sticker? I would
You know
like...
what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
I love the dialogue in this game. I want to get the broom closet ending. Just stand there, right? How long do I stand there? Do I have anything to talk about? I mean, this is a really big like training exercise for talking to yourself. You know, I can probably like work on my communication skills, because I don't really talk much. I'm more of an active person. I do stuff, I don't talk much. I'm not much of a talker, much more a doer. See, look at that, pure silence. I didn't know what to talk about because I do stuff, I don't talk stuff. So I'm really trying to milk whatever is left of the talking. Look, there's a broom in a broom closet. Double broom. I really want a cookie. There's some chocolate chips upstairs, and I want to get them. Oh, I really want a cookie. Oh, I want a cookie. Minecraft movie, Friday the 4th. And the extended edition of the Arcane album. What else happens? There was something else. Sometime. April Fools. There is no broom ending. Oh. I'm slowly descending into madness. We had this test yesterday, like exams. I haven't actually been recording videos in a very long time. I think the last one I did, which was a week ago, was The Last of Us 2 Part 2. That's 4. But yeah, the last video I did was Uncharted, which was a month ago. So maybe I'm gonna revive this. Not revive, but you know, start recording videos again. Gonna start doing that. Maybe. Depends on if I have time. Because next week I have the math exam, and I don't know math. I got like a 1 out of the grades, which would then be, I guess, an F, because it's the lowest score, unless your work wasn't. I got a 0.75 points. So also I made this delicious Oreo milkshake, homemade. It was really good. God damn. This is some really interesting commentary. I've stapled my hoodie because it has a big ass hole in it. Not a big ass, it's more like a small ass. But, you know, I stapled it. It works pretty nice. But the thing is, I get stabbed on the inside. And so it does get uncomfortable if you don't sit correctly. But you know, it works. I don't have to like sew it. I mean, it holds it together, but that's because I can't. Never mind, it doesn't. Damn. Okay, that was a waste of. That was a waste. How long do I have to stand there for the broom closet ending? I like this bucket. It has very nice graphics. Not graphics, but very nice texture. It's very silvery. I miss Arcane. Like, seriously, because it's such a good show, but it's so short that you don't really. You can binge it in a weekend, not in a day. Like 9 episodes, 40 minutes, that would be. I am not doing the math. Someone else do the math. I mean, you could watch season 1 in a day. What is my Riot Games password? Because I need to change my. I forgot my password. I don't remember my Riot Games password. Why won't it let me sign in? I'm sorry, I'm trying to log in on. Because I want it. And I got nothing better. I just gotta wait here until, I don't know, something happens. I really hope it doesn't take like an hour. If it does, then. Why won't it? Ugh. To wait in the broom closet ending. So I'm so hungry. Do I even stay here? Like, what is the? Because I don't want to mess anything up. But okay, I'm gonna try something. Nothing happened.
Coming to a staircase,
Jesus.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
That was a waste of time. Like, I could have. Oh.
Another miniature
Collectible.
Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley
No.
figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes,
Oh,
I think I
that's
like
not
that.
bad.
Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Because the boss knows what that what the boss says goes. If the boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Got them riddles.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
2845.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes.
Definitely.
This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yeah, it was the bucket.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Okay, I didn't like that snap. Is this
Stanley
portal?
and the bucket
No.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
mind control facility.
No, because that's where I the game and the
Although this passageway had the word escape
beat the
written on
game.
it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Whoa!
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Wait, what did you say? Whee! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wasn't there like a female narrator that came here?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Protect me, bucket! Protect me!
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
I thought it was a loading screen. Oh wait, no, this is
the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way,
My
but this
bucket
one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
No, I mean yes, but the bucket. Welcomes you through your bucket.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
See, these guys got buckets and they're ancient.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Oh no, I can't even get in the hole. Oh!
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Oh! Okay.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility?
I could have gotten
He
the
had never
bucket.
been trained
Oh, I can
for that.
phase inside the
No.
chair.
This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me.
Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Oh. Okay. Okay, so because I'm planning on ending this is just a small taste of the game. I want to try something, because at the beginning of the game, when I opened it, this time, not the last time, I got some dialogue featuring the time. I'll just show you.